All right, welcome back. Welcome back to Math is Easy Step by Step. Here we're picking up in part 2 video. What is the solution of the linear equation? Negative 5 times a quantity of 3 minus 7x equals 9x plus 11. You're given options A, B, C, D, and E. So here in these next two videos, part 2 and part 3, I'm going to show you how to solve for x step by step, going very slow, not skipping any steps, hopefully, and increasing the understanding of how to solve for x in this particular problem. And then the second part of video number 3, I would like, or part 3, excuse me, I would like to go over how to show you to check your answers again to make sure you're doing it correctly. So here, let's just dive right into it, solving for x, right? So here is the equation. And the very first step, I want to use distribution property. I want to distribute the negative 5. Distribute is just a fancy way of saying multiply. So when there's more than one term, right? So I'm going to multiply negative 5 times the 3. And I'm going to multiply negative 5 times negative 7x, okay? If you didn't know that negative or the minus sign is actually attached to the 7, it's a negative 7x. Take a look at my videos on integers, adding, subtracting, positive and negative numbers. I get into the details there. Check out a lot of my videos, skill videos. They'll help you understand a lot of the skills you need to know in mathematics. So after we distribute and multiply, in order to get x by itself, we'll be doing what's called inverse, or the opposite operation to get x by itself. And I'll get into that in a little bit later. So the first thing we're going to do, we are going to multiply following PEMDAS, right? So everything inside the parentheses first. There's nothing we can do because these are not like terms. And you can only add or subtract like terms, right? There are any exponents. There are no exponents here, so we can't do anything there. Can I multiply or divide? Yes, I can multiply that negative 5 throughout, distributing the negative 5 with all the terms. But after this first step, we are going to do kind of the opposite or inverse of PEMDAS, right? We'll either add or subtract to move the terms based upon the inverse. Inverse is the opposite. So, for example, if I was to move that positive 11, what's the opposite? It's subtract 11 to both sides. So we'll get into that a little bit later. So this is really the only step where we're following PEMDAS. The rest of the steps we're doing an inverse operation. I hope that didn't confuse anybody. Let's go ahead and take a look at what this is going to look like here. Pardon me. And let me just show you the first steps we have here. So again, we're going to distribute. We're going to multiply that negative 5 times the 3. And between each operation, put a big old plus sign. It doesn't change a thing. It only clarifies. So negative 5 times the 3 plus negative 5 times a negative 7x. Don't forget that negative. That's where a lot of mistakes come. Students will forget that negative and they'll just put a 7x. And that one mistake can make the entire problem wrong. So keep an eye on that negative. It goes with that 7x. All right, so negative 5 times a negative 7x, you see here, equals, and then the 9x plus 11, since I'm not doing anything, listen, I'm just going to rewrite that below. So let's take a look here, and you can see. Negative 5 times 3 is a negative 15, plus. Negative 5 and negative 7 is a positive 35, and that x is attached. This means multiplication, so you just can't leave that x behind. 35x equals, and then we just let me get the tongue out of the way. Let's see, maybe I can talk. rewrite the 9x plus 11 down here below. If I could talk, I'd be dangerous. Let me just tell you that right now. Okay, so here we go. Step 2 is we're going to use the inverse operations that I talked about. So let me just kind of explain inverse operations for those of you that may not be familiar. So the inverse operation means opposite, right? So it's the opposite of what you see. Opposite of adding or opposite of subtracting moves terms from one side of the equal sign to the other side, right? Okay. Dividing and multiplying gets the variable all by itself, okay? And so in order to combine like terms on the same side of the equal sign. So what am I saying? Well, I want all my x's on the left side, okay? I want all my whole numbers on the right side of the equal sign. It's just going to make things so much easier. It gets me closer to getting that x all by itself. Now, I could move 35 to the right, 35x, to the right side of the equal sign to be with 9x, which are like terms. And then I'd have to move that 11 over to the left side of the equal sign so the like terms would be together. But that would give me a negative value on the right side with x. I don't want to deal with that. That could be another possible mistake. So what I think I'm going to do is, what's the opposite of a plus 9x? I'm going to subtract 9x to both sides. That'll eliminate the x on the right side. And then I'll do the opposite of a negative 15. I'll add 15 to both sides of the equal sign. And that will eliminate the consonant negative 15 on the left side of the equal side, placing all of my variables or x values on the left, all my whole numbers on the right. That might be the most difficult part of this, but let me show you what that looks like here. Okay. So again, I want to move that 9x to the left side of the equal sign. I do the opposite of a positive 9x. That's a negative. What's 9 minus 9? 0. It's gone. But what I do to the right side of the equal sign, I have to do to the left side. So 35 minus 9 is 26. And both of these have the x. So the x is still attached. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. The x is still attached to that 26, right? Now, I want to bring that 15 over to the right side of the equal sign, so my consonants are like terms are all on the right side of the equal sign, okay? What's the opposite of or inverse, right? Inverse or opposite of a negative 15, it's a positive 15. Negative 15 plus a positive 15 is 0. I'm showing you that 0 here, right? And so on the right side, what's 11 plus 15, that's 26. Again, what I do to the left side of the equal sign, I have to do to the right side of the equal sign, okay? 15 minus 15 is 0. 11 plus 15 is 26. 9 plus a negative 9, x is 0. And that's what I'm showing you here. I'm going to continue on in video number 3, part 3, in showing you how to solve and check your answers for these multiple step equations. I think the hardest part is done. I think in part 3 you'll see it's a much easier to solve for x. Thank you for joining me. Math is easy. Take it step by step. Hey, if these videos are helpful for you, please like, follow, and share. Your gifts, your stars, your donations are greatly appreciated. Help me continue to help others. Thank you for your time.